clear? Is it clear? It's a little better. Hello, everybody. I am Brother Dwayne, or DW Pastor Barry. Happy to be here with you today. We're going to do a 1 Minute with God for Men devotional. We're on January the 15th. Can you believe that by the time you see this entry, we're going to be halfway through the first month of 2025. Unbelievable. If you thought last year flew by, I tell you, this year seems to be going so much faster. And I'll be the first to tell you that despite how blessed I am, and I'm going to keep claiming it, and God has answered several prayers already, despite all that, 2025 hasn't had the best start. There's a couple things that have gone on. Haven't really been a great week and a half or 2 weeks now of the first year of the new year. But it's all good. It's going to be okay. Despite the challenges, we got challenges coming. We got, what is it, a week? In a week from tomorrow. Today's Sunday. A week from tomorrow, we're going to see Donald Trump get in, right? That is, if the enemy doesn't have a plan to try to stop him. I don't know. Guess we'll see. This one is called Risk. The last one was called Risk, and the one for next time will be called Risk. It's January the 15th, and the question asked is, what should be the basis for risk-taking? What should be the basis for risk-taking? Let's take a look at what the author says. No great things happen without some risk. Noah risked his reputation by believing that God would flood the earth as he had said he would. Abraham left his home and country to go where God sent him. Those who walk close to God have evidence based on their past experiences that God is real and active in the lives of those who love him. God loves to accomplish the impossible in the lives of his people. Take him up on it. If you have followed me for very long and you know my testimony, I have some old testimonial videos from like 2019. I need to update those seriously. But I'm probably going to wait on that because there is a lot more of my testimony to add and still a lot more to come that hasn't happened yet. The Lord has told me some future events from my life that will take place, but it's all about being patient and waiting on God for his plans. So there's several things I want to do, but the timing isn't right, especially with the situation of the world right now. So God's response to this is found in Genesis 6:13 through 14. God said to Noah, build a large boat. We know that Noah had to do that by faith, and of course he was mocked for a long time. How long did it take Noah to build that ark? A very long time. And people mocked him every time he preached. It's going to rain, something that's never happened before. God's going to flood this earth. He preached, and nobody but his family was with him in the end. Sad. Hebrews 11, 1-2, 7-8, and 11 says, what is faith? It is the confident assurance that what we hope for is going to happen. This is a different version, by the way. It is the evidence of things we cannot yet see. God gave his approval to people in days of old because of their faith. It was by faith that Noah built an ark to save his family from the flood. It was by faith that Abraham obeyed when God called him to leave home and go to another land that God would give him as his inheritance. Abraham believed that God would keep his promise. John 20, verse 29 is God's challenge for us. It says, Jesus told him, you believe because you have seen me. Blessed are those who haven't seen me and believe anyway. Jesus did say that. Sometimes I know people, even me, I've been there before. We get to the point where it's like God, sometimes I'm even amazed at my own faith. I'm like, it's kind of like I'm having a conversation with myself. It's like, do you really believe that God is who he says he is? Do you believe he's real and all this supernatural stuff you've seen? Do you believe it actually happened? Like it's real? It's not just imagination? I get to thinking sometimes. And then, of course, I know that sounds funny, but Of course, then in my mind, I reassure myself, well, I know that I know that I know in my spirit that God is real, because I can pray for the sick and see them healed. I've done so much deliverance over the years, and the spirits obey. I feel his peace. I hear his voice. I feel his presence. I know that I know that I know that God is real. And I know I have to trust him, and I know that the Bible, his word, tells us that without faith, it is impossible to please God. And I know that's true. And that, reassuring myself sometimes, of course, it encourages me, but it strengthens my faith all the more. I do believe that I have a strong faith, and I believe it can get even stronger. And don't forget, the 1 Corinthians chapter 12, one of those 9 gifts is supernatural faith. That's pretty cool. I would love to hear testimony of God manifesting that gift through somebody and what God did. It's pretty groovy things. Don't forget to share feedback, guys. I appreciate it. Everybody that shares the videos and leaves feedback, I really like that. And those on YouTube who have left comments, thank you very much for that. I appreciate you. So I guess I will let you go, and we will see you in the next 1 minute with God for men. Let me add, and women, devotional.